Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's video is part 4 of my coffee and chocolate junk journal folio. So I want to apologize for how late this is coming and also for my absence from YouTube. As you guys know, from the 9th of November to the 15th of December, I participated in my first ever craft market. I called it a craft fair, but it was really a craft market. And every weekend from the start of November to the 15th of December, and I focused completely on crafting for that. I did make some videos, mostly it was my Christmas videos, although I made other projects that were not Christmas related, and you might have seen a couple of them. But really, after it finished, I had to do some more crafting because I made handmade gift for my aunt, because this year we made the Secret Santa and I wanted to make something special for her. If you want to see some pictures of it, I might post it on Instagram. And after that, I took a long break from crafting. Also, it was Christmas holiday season, and in Italy they last up until the 6th of January. And but yeah, I did do some crafting. I didn't stop completely. I went back to it, but I did it off camera because I was just not in the mood for filming. So I apologize for that. I did post some videos. I posted some flip throughs of little folios and journals I made, but that's it. So I want to come back to this. I also announced I want to do a little project on Instagram. I found out a new technique while making my last folio, and so I want to make a video of that. But for now, I want to continue to make this project. So because I put it off, some of the footage you're gonna see in this video is from a while back, from a few months ago, really. And so this is why there are some discrepancies. So yeah, let's start crafting. So now I want to move on to make something else. This is a little idea that I had. For this flap here, you see the flap on the inside. I want to make a sort of pocket, but I want this pocket to also open up like a flap. So I'm going to show you how to do that. To make my pocket, I've chosen this paper. This is from the background selection. This is how it looks on the back. So I'm gonna cut this paper at 11 centimeters. So I'm gonna do 11 and a half. Okay, so now this piece I'm gonna cut like this. I'm gonna give it a diagonal cut, and I'm gonna do this with my ruler. Okay, I'm gonna take the corner there, okay. If you're doing something like this, you want to take a double-sided paper, or if you have a single-sided paper, you might want to cover it if you don't want to see the white, because we're going to be able to see the inside. And I'm actually thinking I want this to be the outside and this to be the inside. As you can see, I already have some scoring lines here. I made a little mistake. You ignore this. So my scoreboard is in centimeters, but to score this piece in 3 perfect parts, I'm going to use inches. So basically, I want to measure, because again, my scoring board doesn't have inches. I bought this in centimeters because, you know, I use centimeters, but sometimes when you're working with scrapbooking papers, inches are a little easier. I'm gonna measure, let me see, okay. So I'm gonna measure 4 okay, this is 4 and 8. So I'm gonna follow those marks if I can find my bone folder. Oh my god, it was right there and I didn't see it. So I'm gonna ignore the score lines that I made, and I'm gonna score following the marks. I just have to adjust it a little bit. So here, and this is gonna be 4 inches. So if you work in inches, this is perfect. If you work in centimeters, you need to do some adjustment. And here, this is 8. Okay, so now I'm gonna fold following these score lines, these new score lines. So it's gonna be like this, if I can find them. Okay, and yeah, I can see the score lines that I made previously, but that's fine. I can always cover them up. And here we have the little pocket. This is gonna be a pocket, right? If you glue this one here and here, you're gonna have 1, 2, and 3 pockets when you glue this down on a piece of paper. You can also leave it like this. You know, I love this sort of thing because you can also have something like this, right? And we could do that instead of just pockets. We could have this opening up, and then this is gonna be a pocket. And actually, I was thinking about doing that. So, okay, I made up my mind, and I do want to do the sort of flap, like an envelope flap, but I also want this to be a pocket, because this is gonna open up, but then I'm not gonna have pockets. So I want this to be a pocket. I'm gonna add another piece of paper here, which I could use the same paper, so, you know, because I quite like this print and I don't want to cover it up too much. I could use this and then add a flap, but I wanted to do the flap with craft color cardstock. So I'm gonna cut a piece of paper of the same size of this, be this wide, and for the length I'm gonna take, should I take this? No, I'm going to take this measurement here, because there's gonna be the flap here glued down here, right? So that's what's gonna cover this up. And here. Okay. Okay, so this is gonna be glued down here. But before I do this, I was actually thinking that I I've been sewing all around the pieces of the folio. So before I forget, I also want to sew around this one. Okay, so I've sewn around my pocket, both the pocket and the backing. Now, of course, I'm gonna ink everything up. Before I glue the backing part down, I need to create the flap. Okay, so this is gonna be placed here on this side. Okay, so now I'm gonna create the envelope flap. I'm gonna measure like this, and I'm gonna cut 2 centimeters more than the mark to make the flap that I need to glue down here. Now I'll see where I want to score for the gluing. Okay, let's say here I'm gonna give it a little bit of space. Okay, so this is gonna be the flap. Of course, this is also gonna be sewn around, so I'm gonna do that off camera. Okay, so I had an idea for an inclusion. These are 3 coffee dyed envelopes that I decorated with stamping and some washi tape, and I folded in half and I created this little journal. So this is the first one I made off camera. This is the one I made on camera, and then I made another one off camera again. And for this one, I left the flaps open so they could be little tuck spots. And I'm gonna make a little journal. And I want this inclusion to be probably for the pocket box that I made in the last part of the video. Again, if you haven't watched it, it will be linked down below. This is gonna be a little booklet, but before I bind it together, I want to create a little cover for it. I want to measure my paper here. So the width is around, it's 11.2, and the height is 11. So I need a piece of 11 by 22.4. Okay, so this is gonna be the cover. So do I want to do it like this, or do I want to do it like this? Yeah, I'm thinking I want this on the front. So I'm just gonna fold this in half. Okay. And this is gonna go like this. It's gonna be a little journal. But I think what I want to do, I want to round the corners of this piece a little bit. I want to sew around the cover, and then I will ink everything, and then I'm gonna bind the journal together. So I think that the video is already quite long. I am aware that in this one we did not make a lot. We did just some pockets and some little details. I think in the next one I'll try to put way more things together. I just don't want these videos to be too long and too boring. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider liking, subscribing to my channel, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!